The language of numbers. The test paper on Ethan's desk felt heavier than a textbook. A sea of red ink covered his answers, and the big, circled D at the top was like a stop sign on his road to graduation. He stared at the equations, a jumble of symbols that felt like a foreign language he'd never be able to speak. The frustration was a tight knot in his chest. With every failed test, the future he'd planned felt a little further out of reach. He spent the weekend staring out his window, watching the world move on without him. He could give up, let the current of failure pull him under. Or, he could learn to swim. The thought was terrifying. It meant admitting he was lost, that he needed a guide. On Monday morning, with a deep breath that did little to calm his racing heart, he walked into the Student Success Center and signed up for a peer tutor. He met her in the quiet hum of the campus library. Her name was Maya, and she had a calm smile that instantly eased some of his anxiety. She didn't look like a math genius, she just looked kind. "So," she said, gesturing to the thick calculus book he placed between them. "Where does the story get confusing?" Ethan was taken aback. He'd never thought of it as a story before. The first few sessions were just as frustrating as his classes. Maya would explain a concept, drawing careful diagrams and walking him through the steps. But the mental block remained. "I just don't see it," Ethan confessed, running a hand through his hair in exasperation. "It's like my brain isn't wired for this." Maya listened patiently, tapping her pen on her notebook, her brow furrowed in thought. "Okay, new plan," Maya announced at their next meeting, pushing the textbook aside. "Forget the book for a minute? What do you love to do?" Confused, Ethan mumbled, "I don't know. I like architecture, the way buildings are designed." Maya's eyes lit up. She pulled out her tablet and showed him a picture of a stunning, modern suspension bridge. "This," she said, "is a story told with math." Maya started explaining the physics of the bridge, using the curves of the support cables to explain parabola, the tension and compression to explain vectors. Suddenly, the abstract X and Y weren't just letters. They were the forces holding a magnificent structure together. For the first time, a flicker of understanding sparked in Ethan's mind. The language of numbers wasn't foreign. It was the blueprint of the world. That spark became a flame. Their sessions transformed. They filled whiteboards not just with numbers, but with sketches of buildings, roller coasters, and airplane wings. The work was still hard, and the hours were long, but it was no longer a chore. It was detective work, solving the puzzles that built the world around him. Ethan found himself staying late, not because he had to, but because he wanted to find the answer. In class, N no longer tried to become invisible in the back row. When the teacher asked a question about derivatives, a question that would have sent him into a panic week's AGO, he found his hand raising almost on its own. He explained the answer, his voice clear and confident. The quiet nod of approval from his teacher felt better than any A+ he'd ever received. When the final exam was placed in front of him, Ethan's heart was steady. He took a deep breath and read the first question. He saw the story within the problem, the puzzle waiting to be solved. His pen moved across the paper with a newfound purpose, not just writing answers, but speaking a language he finally understood. He found Maya by the campus coffee shop. A week later, the official grade report clutched in his hand. He didn't have to say a word. The wide, triumphant grin on his face said it all. "You did it," she said, her own smile just as bright. "I did it," Ethan agreed, looking at the crisp, beautiful B+ on the paper. It wasn't just a grade, it was a foundation, and he was ready to start building his future upon it.